now here. Our friend Howard Eskin, he joins us now here on the program. Howard, man, I'm going to start you there. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you doing this.
Oh, I've never had a bad day in my life, but there's some bad moments mixed in, but never bad days.
Absolutely here. Howard, it's a done deal that Daryl Morey's out.
Well, multiple sources told me it's not done until they do it. See, that organization dislikes me so much. Now they're trying to find a way, I'm sure, but they got to do what they got to do to find a way to discredit me. I'm sure that's their game plan now. It's not doing what's best for the team. That's the way that team operates. It's always, there's always kind of a little bit of a side issue because of the people they have there. However, when multiple people told me he's done. Now they put out something, we're evaluating. Well, wait a minute. Why don't you just say you haven't evaluated at this point? If they beat the Knicks, then they would have to evaluate, but they knew what they were going to do. So you don't know at this point, just come out and say, hey, listen, Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse are back next year. But the caveat in this whole thing, the real thing that makes it difficult for Morey to come back. I don't know about Nick Nurse because I haven't been told anything about Nick Nurse. I'm not sure. One person told me something, but I'm not sure of that. Is Bob Myers is running all of Josh Harris's teams. He oversees them. Bob Myers is a brilliant guy.
Love him.
Who did wonders. I mean, how many championships did Golden State win with Bob Myers?
Five they won there with him.
Yeah, as a general manager. So a really, really, really sharp guy. Daryl Morey can con Josh Harris, who doesn't know the first thing about sports, but there's just no way he can con Bob Myers. Bob Myers is a brilliant guy.
Yes.
So that's where it all falls apart for Daryl Morey. Maybe they're just trying to work out a settlement. I don't know what they're doing, but there's no way you can move forward. And you just said something, and I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. Somebody wrote a response about his draft picks being good. That's bullshit. So when you look at his draft picks, good. Tell me why you think his draft picks were good. Because I think you said
this recent kid looks like he's going to be a good player with them.
Okay, that's one player. Tell me who else.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Okay, because Maxey, and he said it publicly. Tyrese Maxey was selected in the draft less than 10 days after Daryl Morey was hired by the 76ers. He admitted publicly, he says, I haven't been here long enough. Elton Brand is the one that made this pick. So Tyrese Maxey is not Morey. So hey, listen, a dope could select VJ Edgecomb with the number 3 pick. That really is not when you have the number 3 pick, it's pretty hard to screw that up. Sixers have done that, but it's pretty hard to screw that up because he's so athletic. But again, he's a rookie. He's a nice player. Was he the 3rd best player? We'll find out. We'll find out in time whether he was the best player to be selected there. But whatever, he's a nice player. But outside of that, tell me what he's done.
Okay.
Tell me what he's done. Tell me what he's done with trades. Tell me what he's done with signings. He's done nothing.
No, the Paul George thing looks like,
it's a joke.
It's a joke. I mean, it was a cash cow like contract, and it never really panned out. That was a horrible move.
I think he did that because Embiid wanted another fall guy. So he wanted, and Paul George. So not only did they give Embiid what turns in, and I didn't realize this until the other day, to a 5-year extension. The last year is a player option. Now think about that. He already had 1 or 2 years on his contract. They gave him an extension, and the last year is a player option. They owe him, and obviously he's going to pick that up, $190 million they're going to owe him over the next 3 years. Now, why would you do that? When they signed him, he was already hurt. And then they signed Paul George, and somebody from the Clippers told me the Clippers would have given him 2 years only because he was there. And they would have done him a favor, giving him 2 years. Why? Nobody else was offering him more than 2 years. Why would they give him 4 years? I mean, that was a mistake. I'm trying to think of one good trade that he made.
No, you're right. You're right. And
what signing has he made that's a good signing?
He's not done. And I love what you said about Bob Myers. I mean, I think you're dead right. But here, Howard, let me go into Embiid here. I want to read you something about Embiid. In his 10 years, he's averaged 49 ball games.
I know, it's a joke. It really is.
49 ball games he's averaged playing. And get this, he's played 60 games, 1, 2, 3, 4 times in 10 years. And in the last 3 years, 38, 19, and 39.
I think, didn't he miss the first 2 years after he was drafted, or miss time? I don't know how many. Did he miss the first 2 years?
Well, the first year he had 31 games.
Oh, okay.
Then the next year he played 63, 64.
Oh, okay. All right.
The most he ever played was 68 in 2021-22. The next year he came back with 66, right at the number for you to win that MVP award, where he won the most valuable player award. Howard, what do you do with Joel Embiid?
You give him a few Shake Shack burgers, some milkshakes, keep him happy that way. He's big on Shake Shack milkshakes and burgers. So you give him those, and you deal with it. Like, for people to think, oh, they got to get rid of him. Who would take him?
Nobody's.
Well, you give him away and take bad contracts. Well, what good does that do you? You're still stuck. And they don't have their own pick this coming draft. I think they have a pick in the first round later. They don't have their own pick. And then next year they have their own pick. So they got to get set up. That's why it makes no sense for Daryl Morey to be there. And Bob Myers is smart enough to understand that. You got to turn the page.
Yeah, but why not go get somebody like Sam Presti? If you're the Sixers, go get that OKC guy who was with R.C. Buford in San Antonio, Howard. Get a guy that knows and has been building teams, was with a great – I agree with you on Bob. Bob is fantastic. I know him well. He's a great –
I'm sure he's got people in mind. Regardless of who he gets, I trust that Bob Myers, knowing – and I don't know him, but all I do is I know of him. I'm sure Bob Myers will make a good choice because he knows what he's doing. Where Daryl Morey's just a con man and a fraud, and he's done nothing. And the only reason he got James Harden in a trade with Houston is because OKC couldn't sign him because they had no cap room. And Houston was one of the few teams that had cap room. It fell into his lap. Still didn't win a championship. And then he trades for Harden here, and then he gets rid of him. Then he trades for Buddy Hield, and then he said, he puts the fear. His comment was, Buddy Hield puts the fear of God into teams when he comes up to the 3-point line. And then they didn't even keep him for more than a year. I mean, and then there was another guy, I don't know if it was Indiana. They traded a first-round pick, and then he was here 3 months and he was gone. He's had such bad trades, signings, draft pick VJ Edgecomb. But like I said, a dope could have picked VJ Edgecomb.
Let me go here with you. You said something at the top here. Why does it seem that every organization in Philadelphia, every time somebody reports something, they got to take a shit on the messenger? It's just, I mean, it. You know, we said something about Hurts a couple of years ago working out with Tom House when he was out in Southern California. Yeah. And they jumped all over. And we're like, I only heard about it because Timo Solani owns a restaurant out in Southern California.
Yep.
And Jalen and Tom House went to dinner there. And Tom called me and said, hey, he's out here working with Brady's guy. That's the only reason I knew that is because Solani told me. We know Timu Solani kind of well. And so I was like, okay. And everyone's like, oh no, wait a minute. He's not working out. And then it turned out he was working out there. Why is there such a here? I want to add this story in. So the Jeremy Fowler story and Jeff McClain and Tim McManus story comes out. Hurts is at a crossroads. And then I turn around and I see a Bob Lang piece come out 2 days ago where Jeremy Fowler's like, hey, Sean Mannion and Jalen Hurts are all on the same page. And
wait a minute.
Like,
was Bob Lang's name on that? Oh, no. He gave them information. Hey, just say it's an NFL source or just, that's the way that works. They put that out there. I knew that was total BS. How could you be in love with the guy after a couple of months? I mean, it's ridiculous.
You haven't even been on the field with him yet.
I know. Well, yeah, it's just, it makes no sense. They're just trying to smooth it over and, cut out the bumpy road and all that. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I'll give him a chance. Obviously, you have to give him a chance, but who knows? All of a sudden, he's going to change with things that he wasn't comfortable with. I mean, you had really good, Kellen Moore, I know they went to the Super Bowl, but he wouldn't do a lot of the things that Kellen Moore wanted him to do. So whatever, we'll see if he's gotten better, and we'll see what Sean Mannion can do. But I saw that Jeremy Fowler inside, I'm told, which is total BS. It was total BS. But again, all these guys from ESPN need content. And, and the Eagles know where
Howard, you know how this works.
Yeah.
It was a makeup piece for the hit job they did on it when it's a crosswords. Now it was a fluff piece coming. I told everyone, I went like this. I go, be prepared for an ESPN fluff piece after this. This is how this works. Here's a little